Okay, so yesterday I tried to do a reaction to the Flash video and I got a copyright warning. So I'm going to try to do this different. I'm going to break it up. There's going to be segments where I'm talking a lot. Forgive me. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I definitely want to react to this Flash trailer. If you yourself have not watched the Flash trailer, my admonition to you would be go watch the trailer, see what you think for yourself before you get my opinion. This is the same thing I did with other channels that reacted to the Flash. I went, watched the trailer to get a read on how I felt about it, and then I wanted to see what everybody else was talking about. I think that's a better way. I think it's easy to be manipulated into feeling a certain way. You might watch the trailer and think something different than me. You might hear me and go, yeah, that's not really what I got when I watched that trailer. So anyway, let's get to this because I'm actually pretty excited. I think this movie is actually going to turn out pretty good.
Tell me something.
So right out the gate, how they open the trailer with the Flash walking in. I'm just going to pause it right there with the Flash walking in. And the voice you hear right now is Michael Keaton. That right there immediately got me excited.
Mine. Another universe.
You see the bat cowl. You hear him talking. Look, and the way they have done the Speed Force in this as well, it kind of got me hype. I'm not going to lie. I like it. You know, sometimes people complain about special effects. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know enough about special effects to look that deeply to complain that much. Generally speaking, most movies I've seen, special effects are good. Like I said, I don't know enough to complain and really have a real strong opinion about bad special effects.
Because this is the world where my mom lives.
So if you don't know anything about Flashpoint, my admonishment to you, go to Comics Explain. Rob has, I think it's like a 1-hour video explaining Flashpoint. He just put it out yesterday. It is a good video to watch. I haven't finished it, but Rob from Comics Explain is probably, I would say he's probably the foremost comic book historian. Him, and I can't remember the other gentleman's name from Comic Storian. I think those two dudes are probably the foremost comic book historians in the United States, in my humble opinion. If you want to know anything about X-Men, go to Comics Explain. Rob is like an encyclopedia of X-Men. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal.
I'm not going to lose her again. Time has a pattern.
I understand sometimes why they show things in trailers. They're trying to give you a read on the feel of the movie. And this is one of those trailers where I think they actually captured me really quickly. Like the music, obviously, the feeling of the music, the flow of the trailer. The one problem I have with some movies and trailers is they give you some of the best things in a trailer. You go see the movie, and in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm going to need a little bit more than this because I think y'all showed me everything I needed to see in a trailer. I don't think that's the case here, but they got some epic things in this trailer, in my humble opinion.
That it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like.
You see the way they showed the Speed Force, like you kind of get the impression that he's moving a lot faster than is really being depicted by the camera. And I like that. I like the way they did the special effects there. Like I said, I'm no special effects guru, but this is something that I definitely like.
Magnets.
So I'm going to say this. I understand all the drama surrounding Ezra Miller, and so there's been a myriad of things going on with him. I'm not going to get into all of that. I think I understand why DC kept this movie and why they didn't just completely move away from Ezra Miller. The way this movie looks, this looks like it could be the launching point for just a completely new look for DC as far as their cinematic universe. And it may actually work very well. And it may actually bridge the gap between the movies that don't connect. If you know anything about multiverse in DC Comics and anything about Flashpoint, you'll understand why that is.
My face. So my face.
And Ezra Miller's ability to cover the goofiness of Barry Allen, I think is actually phenomenal and spot on. Again, I know I'm stopping a lot. I do not want to get a copyright strike, so I'm trying to break this up. I turned the volume down. We'll see what happens. YouTube really doesn't like smaller content creators, so I may get a copyright strike, but I definitely wanted to react to this video.
If you were to go
June 16th.
you have no idea.
I like this scene right here. I actually really like the way they showed that.
I could fix things. You could also destroy everything.
And here's what's interesting about movies and time travel. I think any of us who are sci-fi geeks and have paid attention to anything in the sci-fi realm, we're all familiar with the fact that messing with the timeline's probably not a good idea. You're probably going to mess a lot of things up. And you would think, especially in movies like this, you would think that would be understood. Of course, Bruce Wayne understands this, and Barry, being naive, thinking that he can fix events that happened in the past, doesn't realize the domino effect that has.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe.
Zod, we've been waiting.
So bringing Zod in to this movie as a villain, at first, because I'd heard about this, and at first I was like, well, how's that gonna work? But looking at the way they're working this movie, this might actually be a really dope movie. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this trailer, I was pleasantly surprised.
For you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
And that is actually a very, very good plot point. And in my opinion, that's going to make this movie interesting. Now, I'm not singing this movie's praises before it comes out. It could flop. I don't know. But this trailer actually looks really good.
Want some help?
This part right here, look, okay, so I'm going to say this. I've always contended that Christian Bale is the pinnacle of Batman. And I've had people debate with me about Michael Keaton, to which I don't necessarily disagree. I think you can go either way. But seeing this scene right here, man, I don't know. Could Michael Keaton play Batman again? Could we get another movie with Michael Keaton as Batman? After seeing this, I think we could. And I think it would probably turn out to be one of the better Batman movies. This really got me excited. I'm older, so this brought back all kind of nostalgia. I think when the first Batman movie came out, what was that, 88 or 89? I was 10 years old. I remember going to see that movie with my older sister and my cousin and her friend, and I love that original Batman movie. To this day, Batman is my favorite hero. I wasn't collecting comic books at the time. I didn't really start collecting until a few years later. I think I was 13 when I started collecting. But to this day, even though I'm a Marvel guy, as far as comic book universes, I'm a Marvel guy. But man, it's hard to go wrong with Batman. He is just, God, he's the man. What can I say? Oh man, seeing Michael Keaton donning the cowl one more time is absolutely epic.
You are.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
That right there. So whoever put this trailer together, whoever worked on it, and whoever decided, yes, this is the thing we need in this trailer, magnificent. This is somebody that clearly understands fandom. And I think this is what DC needs to do. I think right now they're not, because this is completely different than Marvel trailers. DC movies need to just maintain their seriousness. DC was always a more serious and more dark comic book universe than Marvel. And I think they need to play into that and not try so much to compete on the comedic level. Even though Barry Allen is somewhat goofy, I don't think they need to play into that too much. So if you were a kid when the original Batman movie came out, this really felt like that movie with some better effects and some better action sequences, but with the same feel. And that's what got me excited. Like, DC might be on the uptick. They might be on the uphill right now. This may be their journey to redemption in their cinematic universe. Barry collapsing right there was epic. So far, what I think about this movie is I think this is the movie they're going to use in order to save and correct the DC cinematic universe, because you got time travel, multiverse. As I said, I don't like when time travel and multiverse theory is overused, but I think in this circumstance, it is warranted because they need to do something. That cycle was, yeah, I like that thing. That thing is epic.
If I can't undo what I did,
And that kind of looked like, I don't know if that was Superman. I think it was Superman. If you haven't watched the trailer, you'll see why. I don't really know if that was Superman or not. I think it was, but I don't know.
if I can't get back,
That scene right there, stupendous. Now, again, so I've heard people complain about the special effects. It's not really good, X, Y, or Z. I don't know enough to comment toward that, but I know I enjoy what I'm seeing right now personally.
there might not be a future.
The way this is flowing cinematically, I actually like. I think this is good. Now, of course, this movie is not going to be perfect, and of course, it may flop. We may go to the theaters and see something completely opposite of what we're seeing right now that's been done to us before. I'm hoping DC learned their lesson, and I'm hoping that what we see is actually what we're going to get, because if that's the case, they may have a banger on their hands.
What's the play?
And so I like the fact that they're showing a side of Batman. So there's different sides of Batman. A lot of people didn't like the movie, The Batman, because he seemed unpolished, but he was supposed to be unpolished. This is a new Batman. He has just donned the cowl. He has just decided to be the Dark Knight. So what you're seeing is a very unpolished, learning Batman. But what we see here is a mature, ever ready Batman. And boy, do I like this.
Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
I'm not going to lie. This part right here for me was unexpected.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
So a lot of people complained in advance about them introducing Supergirl in this movie. And I'll say I'm on the fence, but I will say I'm leaning toward they may be able to do a good job introducing Supergirl, because this Supergirl is not like the show. And I think many people were expecting them to introduce Supergirl kind of how she was introduced in the CW shows. That was more silly, more playful. I don't think that's what you're getting right here. I think this is something completely different.
I'm well, we're Barry. Barry, what?
Again, the goofiness of Barry Allen, I think Ezra Miller in this movie really catches that. And I understand why they kept him on. I understand why they put the movie on ice. They wanted the drama to die down. Now, again, I don't know the full details of the drama. I know a little bits and pieces. It's not something that I looked into deeply. Some pretty disturbing stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. But I understand the move they made.
What are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
Yo, I think this is going to be dope. I don't know if you got the same feeling that I got watching that. I think the way they played this thing out cinematically, I think the things that they showed, how the movie seems to flow, Michael Keaton donning the cowl as Batman, and actually, now I hope that's actually him in those action sequences. And because I know sometimes they do a bait and switch, like they show Michael Keaton, you're excited, and then in those action sequences is actually Ben Affleck's Batman, which I don't mind Ben Affleck's Batman. I didn't like it at first, but I warmed up to it. I know there was a lot of people that really did like it, and I think Ben Affleck didn't get a good stab at actually playing Batman. I think he really needed his own independent film introducing him as an older Bruce Wayne, with him being a focal point of the movie and not like a mashup of Bruce Wayne as, Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, Batman, and then Superman, Wonder Woman, and everybody else. I think he just needed a dedicated movie. And that may have been why his adaptation of Batman didn't really catch on as much as it probably should have. But I said all that to say, I think The Flash is going to be good. Again, I could be mistaken. This is just my opinion, but I think this is one to enjoy.